So again, the tool is called Experience Designer. It's out of beta now, and so in this case, it kind of starts out like any other app design kind of application where you got your phone, your iPad, your website, or a custom size. And you can choose either one of those. It has a tutorial that you can go over. It also has kits you can download. You can download the Apple iOS kit that comes with all the the basic things that you saw in Sketch, right? Where you have the the numpad bars and all that stuff that the iOS has. You can also download this and import it into the program and use it as you're going along. When you do click and download right here, it actually goes to the page where it tells you can download the information right here. So again, if you click on the link there, it'll go and you can see what you get. You get the basic bars, you get the sliders, you get all these things that are built into the iOS that you can take advantage of inside the application. I haven't done a TV yet. So if you just choose a format, let's say the iPhone format here, it gives you a window. It's kind of like an artboard, and there is basic tools like circles, squares, lines. You got your tool there. You got text, and that's about it. It's some basic tools. You do have assets that you can store data in and create character styles and store symbols that you can use over and over again. So just like in Sketch, you can actually store things inside here. You can add colors to your design. And then layers, just like you would have layers inside of Photoshop, they have layers there. So you have all the kind of basic features. And so you can draw a box, whatever. You can have color to it. And so you can do some basic design in the program. You can have buttons. You can have, what else? You can bring in images, if you can find an image. I don't know if I have an image here. Let's find an image. Here we go. You can bring in an image. So just like any other feature, you can do all those. You can duplicate a page if you want. I think I have to use the art tool to actually duplicate a page. To duplicate a new page in this program, if you're using the artboard, all you have to do is just click. You don't have to drag. It'll make an artboard that's the same size. So I have this tool right here. It's an artboard tool. I can just click and it'll make another one the same size as the first one. And so I can then go and I can build more interface elements. And I can give them colors just like we have, and they have round edges. But as you can see, a lot of the tools are very basic. It's not I don't think it's as robust. As the what am I trying to sketch? But I can import things from other programs. I was bringing things in from Photoshop last time, but I haven't been able to do it this time. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I think the older version I was able to copy and paste things from Photoshop into there. I haven't been able to copy and paste. But what you can do is if you have something that is inside of Photoshop, let's say I have Photoshop open here, what I can do is I have 3 designs that I made in Photoshop. So I have 3 designs here in Photoshop. What I can do is I can export these as PNGs. And let me see, maybe export as. Well, let me do all artboards. Yeah, here we go. I did export as, and I can then give each one a name. And I'm not using SVG, I'm going to use PNG. So I'm going to export out as PNG, PNG, PNG. So I'm going to export all these three artboards out of Photoshop as a PNG. And let me give them a name. This is Then, just like you could in any other application, I can import that into this program. And so, and if it's too big, of course, you could scale it down. There we go. Okay, so you have a couple screens. Let me get one more in there. Let me get one more. And then we will do one more. Oh, didn't I have people? Just people. There we go, people. So let's say you put together a couple screens inside of Experience Designer here. So how do I link them together? So one of the advantages of using the tools within Experience Designer is that I can actually link from an object that's on the screen. So for example, if I have, these screens actually have pieces, right? You got text, you got a photo, you got a box. This one is just a still image that I have from Photoshop. So I didn't actually build this in Experience Designer, but I did it as a PNG, right? I brought this in as a PNG. So in this case, to make it interactive, or to make it a prototype inside of Experience Designer, there is a prototype option right here called prototype right there. Boom, you click on it, and inside there, well, I already had this selected, that's why I'm going to go over here. I'm going to click on this button. It says Go New Page. You'll notice when I click on the button, it says Go New Page. Again, I'm in prototype mode there. You'll notice it gives you this little arrow right here, and that arrow then can be used to just transition into whatever page you want. And I can go and transition. And all I did was click and drag onto this one. It asks you what kind of transition you want. Again, inside of Xcode they call it segue, but here they call it transition. Where do you want it to slide? Dissolve left, slide right. These are the common transitions. Okay, so again, I clicked on an object and I had it go here. I can click on this object and have it go to this one. Now, for this one, you'll notice it wants me to click on the entire object. But what if I want to have it not an entire object? What if I wanted to have a button? See this like kind of back arrow right here that goes back up here? Do you see that up there? So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to go out of this. I'm going to go out of this prototype. I'm going to go to design mode. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put a hotspot over top of this. Okay. And I can do that, and I thought there was a hotspot tool, but I don't really see it. But there is a way that you can put an object on the screen that is transparent. No. With no fill and no stroke, but it's an object. So I put in basically an invisible object over top of this PNG. So we call that a hotspot. You guys have done hotspots in HTML before? You haven't done a hotspot in HTML? Well, it's very similar. If I go to prototype mode now, I can actually take this button that I put, this invisible button I put over top of it, and I can have that now go back to this. Did you see that? So even if you made the PNG full screen and you brought it in from Photoshop, you can just put hotspots over the areas where the people would be touching. And that's how I do it actually inside of the sketch with the InVision is the same way. Yeah.
So you create it in this program, and then they open it up on their phone.
Yeah, you can go. Yeah, you can take it from here, from Experience Designer, and put it on your phone.
Okay.
I'm going to demonstrate that right now. This is what I'm done here.
Okay.
So yeah, now I'm going to test it on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah. And same with Sketch. You can test that on your phone as well. So again, though, you see how to do the hotspots, right? It's just put an invisible object and then do that. Sketch is the same way, right? You put an InVision plugin thing. And then the advantage of the hotspots is that you can use any program to build. And inside of web design, we call that the image you put it on a graphic. And so you can put a hotspot on an image. The problem with doing that in web design, though, is that it's using the fixed position on the screen. If you do a responsive design, it doesn't really work because your objects are moving and scaling. And so using a hotspot in an image in web design only works if it's a fixed position. If you're going to do a dynamic page and you want a hotspot in HTML, you would make a div tag the hotspot, and then you would use that div tag to move around with the responsive design. An old way of doing web design is that we used to use graphics, and then on the graphics we put hotspots on the image. So it would be a clickable area or a touch area, whatever. And it was called an image map. I don't know, an image, I can't remember the terms now. But again, the downfall of that was it needed to be fixed on the page. It couldn't really move because it was using coordinates. Okay. And so we've done that recently with the map of our international page, but it has problems because it's so small. Let me show you the problem. I'm sorry, this hotspot thing is a very important concept. It's an important concept for here, but it's also an important concept in web design.
Use a hotspot to play video too.
Yes, you can go to any link. You can have it go to anywhere because it's just a basic HTML link. Let me deviate from this for just a minute so I can show you what I mean. So here we are on the famous Zircon site. Which loads very slowly. Then if you look over here where it says Zircon Worldwide right there, you'll notice I have a map. So in this map, you'll notice little red dots. Okay, now the traditional way that I would have done this was I would have taken this map image and put hotspots on each one, each area, each red dot. I put a hotspot, and then when a person clicks on that or touches it, I would have it go to a new page. Simple linking in HTML or that would be plain HTML. The problem, though, you can't use a hotspot if it's changing size. Because a hotspot uses a reference from the upper left corner of the web page is 0, 0, right? And so the hotspot is being fixed into position on the screen. So in order to have this be dynamic, we have to use div tags or boxes that can move with the map. But the problem that we're running into now, or at least I told them a long time ago was a problem, but then tell people there's problems no matter what, is when it goes onto mobile, they use the same stupid map. And it goes down to like this, okay? Now you have about 6 red dots all jammed into a little spot here. How is somebody supposed to touch that, right? The only way they're ever going to be able to do that is to pinch and zoom in to get to the appropriate thing. What a design flaw that is. What I would have done, and this is what I told them, is that if you go to a mobile one, don't use the map anymore. Just go to a simple list. Denmark. Have the word Denmark. Put the Denmark flag in there, right? Or Canada, South America. I don't know. But instead of using the map, go to basic list. This doesn't. And there's more mobile people using the site on a mobile device than they did on a desktop device. I got the stats from Google Analytics. Right? 60 or 50 some percent of the people are using a mobile phone compared to 40 some using a desktop. This is more people are using this than on a desktop, and this map is just not working.
When you think we'll replace mobile, we're not going to have little rectangular devices forever, right?
Yeah.
What do you think will be the next?
The Google Glass thing's going to come back, I'm sure.
Big glasses?
Yeah, eyeballs. Yeah.
Yes.
And it was an experiment for Google, but
I think in the spring when I bring the VR guy and his helmets and Google in his classes, that'll be an opening experience for us all.
Yeah,
I don't know. He keeps telling me to come up. He lives in the city. Oh, come on up. Are you gonna try anything?
but it'll still be the same interface, but you're just gonna have to use your eyes or whatever to
Yeah.
go to Denver, right?
Yeah.
So,
Or voice command.
or,
Voice is gonna be there.
The contact.
Yeah.
Voice command.
oh, put it in contact.
People are working on it.
Yeah, but how would you communicate with it?
Yeah.
I was just gonna
You know
ask,
what I mean?
did you make that graphic?
I want to go left,
No.
right. I wanna hit
There was a company in San Francisco.
The one we said was like $40,000.
Or something like this too. I would
Still be the same. It's huge, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is not gonna work. You know? I wouldn't make them change that. Whatever. I can only point out the flaws.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. My hotspot is a very popular way of doing things. That was my whole point. Hotspots. Now you can do it, but it's so tiny and it's very, very tiny and hard. So once you put your links in there, again, I have a link here, and here I can put a link as well. Okay, so I have all my kind of links going on this kind of basic interface here. There's a little play button in the upper corner over here where you can play it, and you can click the buttons and you can see where they go. And so very simple, but it shows, the beauty of it is it's going to show some flaws that you may have as well, right? So very simple. So how can I view this on my phone, right? I finished this. It's wonderful. How can I view it on my phone? Well, in this case, you can have an app on your phone. And the app is Adobe XD. Okay, so you download an app on your phone. And of course you have to have an account, an Adobe account. And you'll notice up here in the upper corner, you'll see the little phone up here. Do you see the little phone? Device preview. And I already have it on my device. So I have an app. It's called the XD Preview. It's on here already. I will go there. I can't unconnect this because that's where the projector would go. I can't project this on the screen because it's going to go from my laptop to here to preview, but I can't show it to you because I can't plug in the projector into this so once it's here, I think I had it working.
Oh, I see. So it needs to be connected to the computer to preview it, but because that's connected, you can't connect it to.
I can't show you on a big screen. Yeah, I'm trying.
Very small group.
I had it working last night. Might need to reconnect here. Hold on.
This app doesn't come with, if
No.
you already have the Creative Suite subscription or Suite subscription, or is it separate? Or?
I think I had to log in, right? And I had to you can either download it. Oh, here we go. It's on here now. So if you want to come and see, I can't unhook it from my thing, but it's here on my phone. So you could just press the links that you just saw there, and you could have it go to where you want it to go, just like you saw in the preview, and it does the whole transitions and everything, right? And so just like you saw it on there, it's there. You can also put it in the cloud, yes. So you can upload it to your Adobe account, right? And then you can download it from there,
To the cloud.
from the cloud to your phone. Yes.
Here's the cloud.
So 2 ways to get it on your phone. One would be to put it in your Adobe account, right? Whatever Adobe account is to be the masses. Or the other way to put it on your phone would be just connected to USB like that and test it like that. And that's how we're going to have to do it for Xcode as well. You can preview apps that you make in Xcode on your phone. You just need to be able to have it connected to the computer, and then preview right from Xcode to the device. So I bought a couple of devices that we can use next semester to hopefully design iPads. So I mean, testing on the device is a lot different than, I think the cloud might be better, so you're not tethered to the thing, right? And then you could have somebody sit out there and do it, right?
Cloud storage is just kind of flimsy up in the air, and you don't really have any guarantee.
Yeah, I haven't really, I've just been tethering it, but I did see you could do it in cloud. And then of course the Sketch one is in the cloud automatically, so you don't need to be tethered to the Sketch one, right? You use that InVision plugin that goes with Sketch, that is a cloud-based system. And so everything's on the cloud there. Yeah.
So when you tether,
So you were saying before that this uses layers and stuff like that. Can you import from like a Photoshop file, like all those layers into
I
this?
thought you could.
Or is it only just like the picture?
I swear I used to be able to do that, but now
Because that seems like it'd be really useful.
that's what I
Yeah.
thought too, but it hasn't been. I can copy and paste an SVG.
Right. Yeah.
I can do that from Illustrator into this program. I think I've done that, but taking a Photoshop layer and putting it in here doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do it.
Yeah, that seems like it would
You
be.
would think that would be a very important. Yeah, I think the easiest way is just to put a PNG in there and then put a hotspot over what you want, at least for
Okay.
testing purposes. That's the fastest way.
but when you tether, do you have to actually command it to hook your phone to hook up to the XD
Yeah.
software that's open? Do you
So
actually
there's an
have-
XD software on the phone,
Okay,
and it's on.
okay,
The computer.
so I just open it and
Yeah, it's an
draw
app.
under XD,
Yeah.
it's not other way around.
I have another question.
Uh-huh.
I'm just thinking about. So you can click on certain buttons because of the hotspot functionality. What if you wanted to do like a screen?
Yeah, you can do
Oh, you can do
a
that too?
swipe. Yeah,
Oh,
there is a swipe feature. I know it's in
Is there like a list of all those
InVision.
commands or something you can do with this?
I think there's a swipe one here. I don't. Let me see. I know there's a swipe one in the InVision one. I don't know. Let's see. So this one was here. Slide. Yeah. Well, there's push. I don't know.
Yeah, this looks like a really cool piece of software.
Then you can bring in the iOS stuff and material design as well. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's not robust as Sketches, but there. No, but I haven't seen the push, but the Sketch one does. So let's look at that one. Again, the plugin that I downloaded and used for Sketch is this one. The what's it called? Craft. Yeah, that's the one you guys downloaded, right? Yeah. Okay, so inside Sketch, I'm just going to use the one I was using last class. Again, we have my leftover example here. And then you have these options over here, okay, that pop up from Craft. And of course, it's the website is InVision, right? InVision, I think, is what it was called. And what is the website in? I have to find it. So here it is. Oh, before we even do that, there's actually another way. There's another way, a free way to preview your. So instead of just making a prototype, what if you want to just preview your sketch things on your phone? There's a video on Canvas that I posted there, which is a free plugin. I'll show you that. Before we do this, let me just show you that real quick. This one.
What's up, everybody? This is Evan with DevSlopes.com, and today I wanted to show you guys
No, not this one.
use InVision to make.
Not this one. I swear. Where? Oh, don't tell me I lost that. Maybe it was this one. Yeah, this one.
What this plugin does, it allows you to preview any of your artboards inside Sketch live on any iOS or Android device. There's a similar app for Sketch called Sketch Mirror, which does basically the same thing, but the plugin I'm going to be showing you today has a couple of advantages over Sketch Mirror.
This plugin's
The
free.
first being it's absolutely free, whereas Sketch Mirror costs $5 to download from the App Store. The second being that you can preview your designs on both iOS and Android devices. Sketch Mirror only allows you to preview your designs on iOS, and according to the developers, there's a lack of demand, so there's no plans for them to introduce an Android version of Sketch Mirror. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a few layouts in Sketch that are basically recreated from HTML5 template I found free online for Tesla. And I'm going to use these artboards to display them on both an iPhone 6 and an iPad. So I have various sizes here. The first thing I need to do in order to be able to preview this on my devices is to download the plugin itself. So if we head over to the GitHub repository for this plugin, it's called Sketch Preview. Right here. And this plugin is created by a developer named, his name is Marcus Schweigen. Mark Schweiderman. I guess I'm a German guy. So, first thing we need to do is download the zip file here.
Okay, whatever, you get the idea, there's plenty of it I can do.
So did you see all the different plugins you can download for Sketch? If you haven't seen them, they're underneath the plugins option, which is here, called plugins inside of Sketch. And you'll notice there's one that says, I think, manage plugins? No. What was it? I saw the whole list. Where was it? It was under... I think it was on the Sketch website. The Sketch website, there's a whole list of plugins that you can download, which was quite useful and easy to do as far as there. As far as this plugin, the one that the InVision one, of course, is a free one. And you have some options over here. You'll notice that you have to sign in. You have to have an account with InVision. And so if you sign in to your account, if I can remember my password here.
Are all those plugins safe to download like apps in the,
I don't know.
Because it's different developers.
Yeah.
It's scanned in, through some
I found a page, like I said, I think it was on the Sketch website that had all list of all the plugins that you could get for Sketch. And it was a big long list. Probably that preview one that the guy was talking about is probably in that list. I imagine. And,
So safe, I don't know. If it's safe to download and install them, I don't know. It's just like, you if you go to, the font, to download a font, those could have viruses too, because anybody could write them and post those things, right? It's a kind of an open source kind of thing, right? So, anything like that that's not, managed by a company or by a group may have issues. I'm sure the people that manage Sketch, if you go to their website and you go to download a plugin from there, I'm sure it's pretty safe. I'm sure they're going to make sure of that. But, like this guy's, go to GitHub, for this, downloading from GitHub it's anything, So again, once you log in, you'll notice you have a sync option here where you can have a prototype. I've already started this prototype. I called it Protest. I don't know why it came. I think it was supposed to be a prototype test right there. Or you can create a new prototype right here. Or you can, and so this is the same file, so I can click on that and I can sync, or open is what I want. Open. Now I have to sign in again. Okay, so again, this program, the Envision, is basically really a separate program. It's an online cloud-based device. Now, the advantage of using this with Sketch is that you can then go make changes in Sketch, and it can be automatically synced to this. So, as you can see, it brought in my screens that I had in Sketch. Wonderful, beautiful, works fine. I can put my hotspots, just like I put hotspots inside of Experience Designer, and have it linked from page to page to page. And then I can then go back to my Sketch, make a change, and then have it automatically update here by syncing. That's my whole point. So, in this one, you'll notice you got you have two options here. You got screens, and then view screen, view screen. I know I had some kind of linking going on here, if I can remember how to put it together. I actually had this working somewhere. Still learning it myself. Not share. Zoom feature here. Well, that's how I bring them in. Prototypes right here. That's where it was. And then in the prototype option, I was able to view it. Let me view what I did here. No? Projects, prototypes. No. Just took me back to there. I swear I had it working somehow. Maybe you guys can help me. How do I get it to play? Which one? Screen one? Oh, okay, thank you. There you go. So I had it where you could click on it. Oh, on here. I put a hotspot over here. And I click on it, and it goes to the second page, of course. And then I click on it, and... Oh, I think I messed it up. Yeah. my first attempt was not the best attempt here. Let me go back and let's build it. Let's fix it. So to build it, I forgot how I put it on there. This one, build mode. Here's my hotspot right here. After I put my hotspot in there, it tells it where you want it to go, how you want it. Here's where you can swipe. Remember, you in the Experience Designer. I didn't see this in there where you can swipe, double tap. Do you see that? So in this program, you actually have the ability to do a gesture. Then you can tell it what kind of transition or segue you want. Then I haven't made a template yet, but I think a template would be like the normal interface where you just change the content in the inside, and then you tell it where you want it to go. I want it to go to screen 2, and you save it. Then you can go to screen 2, screen 1, screen 2, and here I have a hotspot right here. And yeah, it's going to the wrong place. I want it to go to screen 3. Screen 3. And then again, you got your tap and your push there, and then you hit save. And then let's go to screen 3. And I have a hotspot here. And then how did I make that hotspot? I don't remember. How did I make that hotspot? Which one? This one? This one? Oh, and then just drag it. Yeah, okay, yeah. So using this, you can just I drew this hotspot right here, and then again you got your gesture. Where do you want it to go? And that's where I want it to go. Pick up screen, and then we could change it. Let's say swipe left. I'm going to try it. Again, how do I test? I can go to my view screen, and then I got my flip. There it is. And then this was a gesture, wasn't it? Oh, that was there. And then this was a gesture, wasn't it? No. It still doesn't push. So again, it's kind of very similar to the other one where you just put hotspots over top of the device. Then how did I get it onto a phone? Oh, right there? Oh, perfect. So enter your mobile number. Send it. You get yourself a little link. And so we can view it on my phone. So trying to get it to work here. No? You don't see anything? No. It's not loading. There we go. Okay, so if we look, it's on my phone now, and I can preview. I got a little flip there. Get my login. I got my pick up my order. I can go back, oh, and so on. So yeah, both of them have the ability to preview on a device, as well as you can scroll. I don't know. It's pretty simple. I you know, I don't know. What does anybody know what the pay version gets you advantage wise?
Yes,
What does the pay version get you?
you can get more in 3 prototypes. Because right now they only give you 3 free ones. Like if you have 3 different apps, you can only do 3. But if you have more, then you have to do 2. They have a limit of what you can do.
They had to make money somehow, right? But it seems like, and then they also have a Photoshop plugin. Did you see that? So you can do the same thing with Photoshop. Because you're basically taking the screens from Photoshop and putting them in this cloud-based application, and you're linking them together. So it only makes sense that Photoshop can be used just as well as Sketch could be used, right? Okay, I got a few minutes. You want to see what Muse is? Who wants to see what Muse is? You want to see what Muse is? Okay, so let's just talk briefly about Muse for just a minute. Muse, so let's go back in time. Back in time, 1995, 96, writing HTML by hand, hard, caret, P, caret, chevron, caret, / caret hard. So they thought, well, let's make some apps that make it easier to write HTML. One of them was called PageMill. PageMill was owned by Adobe. Boy, they have interesting name, probably named after PageMill Road, probably, whatever. But it was called PageMill, and it would write HTML for you. And it's pretty easy to use, and I've used it. I used it a couple times. Then Macromedia made their own HTML editor called Dreamweaver. Great, I can start putting things on my page without having to write HTML code. Wonderful, fabulous. Then, of course, that all kind of fell apart because the code that it was writing was kind of weak. It wasn't really standard. It was, they wrote a bunch of extra junk. So most people started using, just hand coding everything and just using those tools to manage, right? I use Dreamweaver just to manage my site, not to actually build it. We'll use it to manage the management system. So, but they still wanted the ability of people that don't want to write any damn code at all to build something. So they invented something called Muse. Okay, but I didn't really use Muse to make a website. What I used Muse for is to make a prototype. Because it has the same features that you just saw there. You put a hotspot in there. So, like with this one,
So let me go back to my computer screen here. My computer screen here. Okay, so in this case, another probably least easy way to build a prototype would be to use this program called Muse, Adobe Muse. So how it works is update later. Here, no, later. So it kind of works kind of very similar to, and look, you can see I made a prototype last year using this as well. Let's open it up. Uh-oh, missing a file. Whatever. So in this case, you can start with a new site. It's got the idea of a website, but I use it for a prototype as well. And you could tell it what kind of page you want to make. And so on. Do you want a fixed width or liquid one? Whatever, you can hit OK. And, oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted it to be more of a mobile layout. Let me see if I can get a mobile layout here. Yeah, it's got sticky footer. I don't know. I thought there was a way that I could choose a mobile, whatever. But you can see you can make these screens just like you could, and then I can import my my artwork into here. I have to actually go into the page, and I can bring in my artwork. And I can place it in there. Whatever. Really? Yeah, it seems kind of difficult now. Now that you got experienced designer, you probably don't need this program. But this program, you know, had the ability to make multiple screens. And if I just make a new screen, I can remember how to make a page, new go to page. Yeah. You can make a hotspot and then have that segue. Let's not worry about this program. You don't want to use it anyways. Just stick with Experience Designer and Sketch, I think would be best.